Alright, so in this video, what I'm going to show you is how to back up your website. There's many plugins out there that you can pay for that are very good for backing up your website. I use Updraft Plus because it's free. Now they do have a paid version that gives you some extra features, but honestly, I feel like the free one does the job. It does enough. So when you download, first of all, in order to find it, you would go to, of course, your plugins. Let's go to Add New. And then you type in, if you just type in Updraft, it will come up. Um, and here it is. Of course, I already have it installed. It's activated. And then once it's activated, you can go up here, backup, restore, settings, migrate, clone. Now you cannot migrate or clone without the paid version. Of course, migrating and cloning it, well, cloning it, of course, just creates a duplicate of your site, but migrating it is moving it over from, say you want to change hosting companies, you want to migrate it over. That's what that can do for you. But you really don't need that if you want to just back up your site. Um, so let's look at the settings though. Um, so here I have mine manually done. I manually back up mine. Now, if you have a blog or a site that you're updating constantly, maybe multiple times a day, and you're like, you know what, I want it to, I want it to back up every 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, 12, or daily. You can do that, and you could even do weekly. You can do fortnightly. You can do monthly. So there's a lot of good options on backing up your site. You can choose how many you want to keep. I keep 4 backups at a time. Mine goes remotely to Dropbox. In my opinion, Dropbox and Google Drive are probably the two best ones because they're free. With my business, I try to find the best options that I don't have to pay for because plugins, especially paid ones, can add up, especially when companies charge, say, $60 to $200 a year just to use the plugin. So that's the great thing about this. You can back up your site without having to pay money. And again, I haven't had any problems with this plugin. I've been using it for years. No problems at all. It's great. So I use Dropbox. Actually, I pay for Dropbox because of other things I use it for business. So I don't mind doing that. But that's one of the things I do pay for. So I just use Dropbox because I think I have a terabyte of storage, so it easily takes care of that. My backups don't have a problem going there. But again, you could use Google Drive. You can use any of these Rackspace, Cloud Files, Amazon S3. A lot of these cost money. Updraft Plus Vault, they have their own vault you can use. Again, that costs money. You can have it emailed to you, which honestly, I don't think works a lot of the time because the file's usually too big. So I don't even know why they have that on here. I tried it a while back, haven't tried it since. Of course, give it a try if you want. But you don't need, you actually, the nice thing too about this plugin is you don't have to have it go to remote storage. What you can do too, first of all, once you do these settings, once you choose, even if you want to go to remote storage, you would click the one you want. For instance, mine's Dropbox. Then you would go all the way down and just click Save Changes. And then it would actually prompt you to link it to your Dropbox, which is like, I think, 1 or 2 clicks and you're done. So it's very easy. If I do it now, it's not going to link it because mine's already linked. But it's very easy to link it to Dropbox or these other ones. Also, this plugin, they have there's plenty of help on how to do certain things, on how to link it, to the accounts or whatever. Or if you have a problem, just let me know. Reach out to me on my website, of course, pauljackwitz.com. Just fill out the contact form and let me know if you need some help. And honestly, I have no problem helping you schedule that time. We could work it out if you want to know how to do this. But it's very user friendly. That's another reason why I like this plugin. I've tried so many different backup plugins to back up your site, and I feel like so many of them are not user friendly. This one is very user friendly. As you can see, it's very simple to just set this up and do remote storage. And again, I just do mine manually because I only update my site every time I back up my site every time I do updates or change any content to it. So for instance, I got 2 updates I need to do, so I'm going to back up my site right now. But nonetheless, if say you don't choose, let me go back here. You don't have to choose a remote storage. If you don't, it's not a problem. If you back up your site, then what happens is all your backups will just be here. Of course, mine shows the Dropbox symbol because mine are going to Dropbox too. But they're also right here, the backups on my site. They're not just in Dropbox, they're also here on my site. But of course, the problem with that is if you can't access your site, say your site breaks, you can't access it, you can't get to these. So If you are not going to link it to remote storage, you should save it to your computer, save it to an external hard drive. I don't suggest to your computer because obviously your computer could crash. You could have some issues with it. But find somewhere externally, of course, ideally in the cloud somewhere. Google Drive is great, or wherever you want to store it. And what you would do is, if you want to store it manually and not automatically to a remote storage like Dropbox, you would do a backup like I've done here, and just click these and click each one. They're all going to load. They'll all load. And then you click download to computer, and it'll download it, and it'll send the file to your computer. And then what you do is you would put that file wherever you want it. You could upload it to whatever site, wherever you want to store it. You could do that manually every time. Um, also, yeah. So I was trying to think here. Oh yeah, so when it comes to say your site breaks and you cannot access your site at all. It's broken, which if it hasn't happened to you, I hope it never does, but it might. It's just the way of the world. That's why backups are so important. What you could do is wherever your backups are stored, whether it's Dropbox, Google Drive, wherever it's stored on your computer, what you would do is if you want to say you can't access the back end of your site, it's just broken. What you'd have to do, and this is actually not complicated, is you would just install a new version of WordPress, like a brand new blank site. And then what you would do, well, first of all, you would delete your old site manually, which is another tutorial. If you could learn how to do that, it's not too hard. But what you could do is just delete your site, and then you would actually install a new WordPress, new version of WordPress, blank new version. The first thing you would do once you get inside of it in the back end, like here, is you would upload this Updraft Plus, and then what you would do is, let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Upload backup files. You would click this. There it is. I was looking for something bigger. So you click upload backup files, and these files that are saved offline or wherever, you would take them and just put them in here and upload them. Once these files are uploaded, your site is back in business. That's how you just do it manually. Now, of course, if you say something's not right with your site, but you can access the back end here. Let me see. You would just click restore. Say you want to restore to a previous version. Say I back up my site here and I run these updates and something's not right. One of these plugins is just not right, or the latest WordPress update, something's not working right. You can just restore and go to a previous version of your site, which would of course get rid of that problem. And then you could try to figure out what that issue is. So that's why I really like this. It's very simple, very straightforward. And if something does happen to your site and you can't access the backend, you can easily, um, just create a new site and then put your files back in. Your site's online. So that's why I really like this plugin. Again, let me know if you have any questions. But I'm going to show you right now. Actually, I do need to run a backup because I'm going to do updates. So what you do is click backup. And if you don't have a remote storage set up, this would not show up here. I think it would say something like it's not set up. And then just click backup. And it works pretty quick. And so it'll take, honestly, it takes maybe a few minutes usually. Depends, of course, how big your site. If your site's really big, it's going to take a little bit of time. But my site's not too big. It's got some content on it. But and once this is done, it will show up down here. Obviously, you'll have today's dates, the May 30th, 2020, and I'll have the time. I guess this one I did at like 11:15 at night. That's why it's 23:15. So yeah, it will show up down here, and then you'll be all done, and then you can run your updates, which is another video that I'm going to do, is how to do updates on your site. Very easy, but there's some tips I have when it comes to updating your site. Well, anyway, thanks for watching the video, and that's it.